How's it going, everybody? It's Nick Daniels here, coming at you live yet again with another little video here. And today we're going to be talking about Blade Runner 2048, which is a fucking solid film. And I don't care what anyone says, I really enjoyed it. So let's get right into it. Spoiler alert, of course, going into this. So it'll be like a little 5-minute review. Thank you very much. So anyway, yeah. So Blade Runner 2048, man, I liked it. It was very appeasing to the eyes. Like, it was really cool. They had some really neat scenes that just looked cool, like visually. You're just like, yeah, that's interesting. Like that's really different. The soundtrack was great. Really enjoyed that. I like the acting in it. So obviously the plot we're obviously going to be clearly talking about here right now. But I like that the idea that our main protagonist kind of thinks that he's the solution. Like, he's like, hey, I'm this kid. And you're tied along clues, but like almost like looking towards, it's like, hey, it's got to be him. Now, there's a very subtle clue in the movie that it clearly isn't him, but you don't get that from the scene on the first watch. Like, right, well, I mean, like in the first viewing, they do it at the end of the movie, but like in the middle, you don't look at it and you're like, hey, that's clearly what's going on. You're just kind of like, yeah, okay, like what's going on there? I don't know. And yeah, it's interesting because, like, and Harrison Ford's in the film. He does great. I think he's does a great role in it, of course. And yeah, it's just funny because, like, near the end of the movie, he starts to clue in and he's like I am not I am not this savior at the end. Like, this isn't, it wasn't me. I just thought it was me. So basically society, they've got these workers that can't reproduce because they're just making them. They're making people, and they're just like basically slaves, because they're just like, go to work. And this guy's job is to like hunt down the old models to get rid of them. And there's a big loophole of like, hey, they've had a kid. Like, it shouldn't even be possible, but they've had one. And it's revolutionary because if they can have a kid, then they should be treated like everybody else, right? Like a regular human. Yeah, there was a couple things. Like, he has like a holographic girlfriend in the movie, and then like at one point she basically just gets fucked. Or like destroyed, and then it's just kind of like, that's it. I kind of wanted like a little bit of a finale there, kind of, or like a more closing of like, that was my fucking girlfriend, but we don't get that. But that's fine. That's just kind of something I was looking for. It's not a big deal. Like I said, I enjoyed it. I think the action was pretty good. I always like to bring that up because, obviously action can look a little sloppy. The overall like story was good. I really didn't complain. I don't know. There wasn't like, at the end of the movie, and it's not necessarily at the end of the film, it's like, here's exactly the ending. It's like, yeah, there's more. Because at the end, it's just kind of like, okay, like, we're going to start the revolution, because they find the girl. But there's just a couple, like, cliffhangers. Like, they didn't tie up every loose end, right? And obviously that's on purpose. But it's like, for example, like, there's like the main villain, and he's just kind of doing his thing, and it's like, okay, great. And like Harrison Ford's character's still out there too, like technically in like being captured. But I think they were just moving him, and then he rescues him. But it's like, yeah, like, again, there's just like, okay, go find your daughter at the end. He finds the daughter, and then it just kind of ends it there. So obviously there's more coming to that than we're going to see. But yeah, I just thought it was kind of cool, and I liked the overall film. And I know I got to this one super late, but I've been doing some movies lately, and I've been obviously doing some reviews with them because I thought that's just kind of what you do. They go hand in hand, and it's been enjoyable. I love watching a movie and just shooting the shit on here for 4 minutes and just being like, hey, here's what I thought of it. I liked it. I think you should check it out. I'm not saying every movie I like you're going to like, but I'm just saying I thought it was a good film, and you might also think it's a good film. So, thank you. Anyway, in the meantime, it's been 4 minutes. We're going to see you in the next one. Thank you. And yeah, we'll see you. Thank you. Check it out.